If you've got double-ended dreads that you need to turn into singles, I've got the perfect hack. So to change these out, it's pretty simple. You'll need your thread, your scissors, and a needle that's appropriate to your thread. So if you're using embroidery floss or something larger, use a larger needle. And the first step is to cut your doubles in half. That obviously creates your singles. The only thing that's making this not really a single ender is that telltale loop that all of the singles have, and that's so that they can be installed. Right now, this one wouldn't be a good candidate for installation unless you were doing like a really large fusion bond or something. So we're going to take our needle and go down into our dreadlock. And the idea is that we're going to try to pick up some of the back combed hair and try to give it a good anchor. So I'm just leaving the tail of my thread out because I'm gonna come back through and put my needle through that loop. Okay, that's really just to anchor our thread into our dread. Now, if it's not anchored after the first pass, don't pull too hard, just do it a few more times until you get a really good secure spot. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to try to give our top that we cut some stability. So we're going to go back and forth through it. And each time we go back and forth, we're just going to go around a little bit more hair. And we're trying to pull in all of these pieces that are kind of hanging off here and make those part of a new, more stable tip. So pulling those in, coming to this side, grabbing a little more. So you'll kind of ended up with it like bound. You could always, wrap around like this and stitch around that a few times. I don't particularly think that that makes it as stable, but you could. Keep pulling your sides in until you have something that is secure and that your piece looks like it has kind of a binding around the top. Once you've got that, then you're ready to create your loop. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is I'm just going to put my finger on top and I'm going to sew around the stability that I've put in. And I'm almost going to sew my finger to my dread. Not actually, but it's going to create a little loop on top of it that we're going to use. So around, pushing my needle below my stitches. And you want this loop to be fairly thick so that you have some stability to it. If you only go through a few passes, then it might be too weak. Okay, so I'm just going to slide my finger out and I'm going to show you we have this loop here now. Okay, now I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to go around and what I'm doing is I'm actually kind of binding all of these threads together so that that loop doesn't fall into, several different strands. It kind of holds together as a single strand loop instead of kind of flaying apart. Okay, so now we have our loop. We're just going to go back in and out of this top fiber. And we're just doing this, we're securing our loop into the top and also strengthening that entire piece. I'm just checking my loop, making sure that all my strands are nice and together. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to tie it off. So I'm going to put my needle through the dread. This is going on the side, and I'm just going to give it a simple knot. Make sure or I'm not actually tying my loop down. Okay, so there's my knot. I'm gonna cut my needle away, and I'm gonna do a couple of simple ties. Okay, and that creates our loop at the top. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is just some simple surgery to make it clean. So I've got the threads cut away. I'm gonna move this loop out of the way, and I'm just gonna clean this up. You can leave yours longer if you want. I think that the install is a little cleaner with these gone. But that creates your loop for installation, and that is our single ender hack. Thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, make sure that you subscribe to our channel so that you never miss a beat. And if you need products for your projects, check out Dreadlocks.com for all your hair extension needs.